All right, in this video, we're gonna share 5 tips to help you sound more confident on camera if you are a real estate agent. Technically, this will work for anybody, but we are talking to you, the agent. So let's get into it. By the way, this is a list of stuff that I have really done. I've shot over 250 videos at this point. So I have kind of like figured out what works and what doesn't. And I'm just gonna go through my list here. We're gonna chop it up a little bit on, some experiences we've had with these particular things. The first thing that I will say is just act like you're having a conversation with a friend, or more so, just think about the fact that it's one person on the other side of the camera there that you're talking to. There's no reason to get up and act like you're talking to an audience of 10,000 people and like make your voice like really projecty and like today we're going to be talking about this. Like you don't have to do that. Just have a conversation and talk to the person on the other side of the screen, because that is legitimately what you're doing. And I think
it's more relatable.
Yeah, it's more relatable. You coming off more confident, it makes you more trustworthy when you're just kind of like, hey, here's what we're going to talk about.
When it feels like you're not being sold to. You're not in like your radio newscaster voice.
Which I do have kind of a tip for that real quick. I've actually been learning how to do this a little bit more. And this is a tip later on. Matter of fact, I'll just make it the next thing that I talk about. And that's just going to be breathing. Like it's crazy. Sometimes you may have noticed this if you have shot a lot of video. If you're trying to make like an iPhone video or something, you'll be talking and talking and talking, and then you're like out of breath. Like you just talk at the peak of your voice here. You're like pushing everything out, and it actually changes your voice. It makes you run out of breath, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
So when thinking of something or talking to a camera, just legitimately slow down and talk on the exhale instead of the inhale, and makes you sound more confident. Things like that. The second thing, or actually that was the second thing. The third thing is interesting, but it's to limit caffeine. I know we've talked about that a little bit.
You talk about this a lot.
Yeah, I like this because it was jacking me up a little bit. I would want to get jacked up for the shooting day. But what does caffeine do if you have too much of it? It makes you anxious, jittery, makes you like real fidgety, like whatever. You're already nervous talking to the camera, and the excess caffeine definitely doesn't help. What I've switched over to since is I'll still have caffeine for sure, but I have like mushroom complexes or something like that, like lion's mane, that actually turn your brain on a little bit and not just make you like overly energetic and jittery.
Yeah, more alert, less jittery.
Yeah.
That type of stuff,
Yeah, so that's just another quick tip, is to not like just be pounding caffeine thinking it's gonna like lock you in, because it'll just make you super jittery.
And it's noticeable when you're antsy or anxious or jittery. It's noticeable, and they feel that.
Yeah. Another thing too is, and I actually want you to talk about this one a little bit, is to show up ready. Like if you're showing up to shoot day, the scripts are like 80% done, not fully done, and you don't know exactly what you're doing that day. That causes a lot of stress, and it makes you show up less confident on camera because you just figured out what you were saying 2 seconds ago. You haven't really set in that moment for a second. Here I am going like running out of breath as we're making this video, trying to get my thought out. But wouldn't you agree that that's one of probably like every one of your clients' issue at first is it is a lot of prep work, and if you're showing up not ready, it can really affect the shoot day.
Yeah, on the agency side of things, I am very adamant in pre-production when we're coming up with ideas, we're building out the scripts and the outlines for each video, that the client who's going to be on camera spends time reviewing absolutely everything, talking through some of it, hearing how they sound, so that when they get to shoot day, they've had a couple reps in and nothing is unfamiliar, and you're not saying anything that you wouldn't say in the way you would say it, or you just wouldn't say in general, or is not true. I've had instances, and this still happens every now and then, they'll be going through a video, they'll get into the middle of the video and they go, oh, wait a minute, that's not true, or I wouldn't have said that, or I didn't like that, or I want to swap this. And then there we are, cameras rolling in the middle of a shoot day, and we're on ChatGPT and Google trying to put the pieces together to make a new paragraph, which is inefficient.
Super inefficient.
And it doesn't, I don't know, it's not conducive to success. So what I'll say to that is preparation breeds confidence. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Go into shoot day, super prepared so you can be more confident.
You drop a quick side note, because you dropped a crazy gem right there, and it is to script a video how you would actually talk, not just what like ChatGPT is spitting out. Because if you're saying things how you wouldn't normally say them, you have no confidence behind that. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to wrap up with is probably one of the most important, is the digital real estate acquired mindset. We talk about this a lot, like in our community that we built for video focused agents. Internally, we talk about this because it was an issue I had, but it's having the mindset of I'm going to post 100 more videos or 1,000 more videos over my career. Let's take the pressure off of this one video right here and not stress us out like so much, you know? And what that actually does is give you a lot more confidence because you know that you're just going to make 100 more.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and the same thought pattern applies to cold calling. If you've committed to 100 cold calls a day for 5 days a week, one phone call that goes bad shouldn't necessarily affect you or discourage you because you're picking up the phone 99 more times, not only today, but every day the rest of the week. So that amount of volume and that long-term mindset will make you more confident so that way you're not overthinking and nitpicking every little detail of the video.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's it. That's five ways to be a little bit more confident on camera. Hope it helped. If you need anything else or if you have a specific question, drop it in the comments.
Go crush.